Hello and welcome to the first episode of Review and Retire, where today we're going to be looking first at set 76935 NASCAR Next Gen Chevrolet Camaro's ZL1. The NASCAR Camaro was first released in August of 2024 and is now retiring at the end of this year, 2025. So you should get it well if it's still available. I think it's gone out of stock now, so oh well. Now the building experience for this set was, as usual with Lego, very nice, not too complicated, especially since it's, for 9+. And when it comes to the design of the actual Camaro, I really like the sort of yellow, black, orange, turquoise colour contrast. It's a really nice design and helps stick out in the sort of, I don't know, it's really nice colours. And it's, instead of being like a solid colour like the 2019 NASCAR Camaro, the multitude really helps. And I mean, the best part is probably the front here, where you've got sort of orange front bleeding into the back, black with a nice fire decals essentially, and it's just a really nice colour to have, and this sort of contrast makes it definitely stand out, where a lot of the regular Speed Champion sets are just a solid colour or very, one colour, whereas this is very dynamic and definitely adds a splash of colour to the display and, breaks it up a bit. Now, this is not an actual NASCAR driver's, car. It's not like the F1 cars from this year, where they are actually based on a lot of real designs, whereas this is it's a real car, but Lego have sort of taken the liberties, so that might be why it's really nice. But I mean, NASCAR vehicles usually have a lot of bright different color contrasts and look really eye-catching, so this definitely gets the point across of those cars whilst also being an original design. Getting a bit closer on sort of the stickers, you've got the number 94, some sort of fake sponsors there. They don't actually put proper pictures, but you've got the NASCAR Cup Series, which is sort of the main line one. That's sort of like the Premier League of NASCAR, sort of the flagship event. Some more, you got the Chevrolet logo there. It's a really nice sort of design here. And then, opposite, well, not the same, it's the same thing on the back. Got a few more, there's like fake sponsor things at the back. Then the Camaro logo, NASCAR ZL1, of course, that's the version of the Camaro that they use. I mean, now it's just the Chevrolet ZL1. What's the world coming to? A stock car racing event doesn't even use a stock car. They don't make Camaros anymore, if you don't know. So it's a bit weird, that, but again, really nice decals. The sort of fire motif around it sort of marries up all the different colours together really nicely too. Taking a look inside the car now, of course, it has the sort of removable windscreen like most Speed Champions do. They don't have, openable doors. In here, you've got the sort of metal work pipes and stuff. Then you have sort of the gear stick, steering wheel. It's the inside of a car. I can't tell you much more that you probably don't already know. But now we'll finish off with a minifigure, as I mean, most people usually start with them, but the main part of the set is the car. No one's buying this set for this guy. That's not how this is working. I mean, still a nice representation of a sort of generic NASCAR driver. You've got those colours, the turquoise and purple, that NASCAR logo, the Chevrolet logo, all very nice to see, and they make a decent figure. But again, no one's buying Speed Champion sets for the minifigures unless they're movie cars. So overall, the set itself, I'd probably give, I'd be willing to give it either an A or an S tier grade. I mean, compared to the 2019 Chevrolet Camaro Speed Champion set, which I suppose this is a remake of, it's significantly better. You know, it's more detailed. It's much more interesting design than just the solid blue color, like I mentioned earlier. It's a lovely design, and I think it definitely is one that you should try and pick up. I mean, we are a bit late on this review, but maybe if you see it online, maybe eBay, or here in the UK we have Vinted. If someone's just trying to get rid of it, this is definitely not a bad one to just get. Maybe as a collectible, or even for just kids. Essentially, it's still a good toy at the end of the day. And I mean, I wouldn't even be bothered picking this up at its full price. For £21, that's still a lot of money, but these Speed Champion sets are usually very good on value, especially these sorts of ones where, I mean, they've just had a price hike, but this one, at this price, I mean, I wouldn't say you can't go much wrong. I mean, sales could make it even better. So yeah, Happy New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whenever this comes out, or before then, and I hope you have, leave a comment down below saying which is your favourite Speed Champion set from 2024, and maybe subscribe to see what more comes.
If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Guys, thank you very much. Hello and welcome to another episode of Retiring Review, where today we're looking at the 76920 Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Now, this set initially released in March of 2024 and is now retiring in 2025. Start with the design, which itself is based off of the 7th generation Ford Mustang, and more specifically the Dark Horse variant, which is essentially the brand new high performance edition, essentially. Sort of, I think, above it, more like GT version. But anyway, it's all in dark blue, as you can see, and I'd say it looks really nice in this colour. Definitely a more subdued colour than the last car we looked at in the series with the Nascar Camaro, but it still looks good regardless. And the only thing I have to say that maybe I'm not too keen on in the design is the sort of grey engine front flap area. I don't know if this is meant to be like an exposed engine or sort of half and half, but I don't love it. I think like all the rest of the dark blue on the Mustang is amazing, but this grey I'm not too keen on, sort of the flat colour, and it doesn't, I feel like maybe there could have been a bit more interesting stuff done there, but I mean, it does have to stay true to life, though I don't know, it could have been a bit more. So mixed feelings on the design. Overall it's positive. I really like the sort of dark blue, but that grey's putting me off a bit. The spoiler at the back, so yeah, turn to the back now. The spoiler in general, back area is really nice. You have this more sort of modernised Mustang logo, if I can focus, there it is. Whereas the front has more of a traditional like Mustang. It's still good. It looks all right. The it's got all 4 exhausts, but spoiler looks nice. It also, I think, completes the look a bit more. It doesn't look as good without the spoiler. I think maybe that's just because I'm used to it. But I think compared to, say, the GT Mustang from 2015 that they did, not 2015, 2016, that one looks really good without a spoiler, whereas this one I don't think does. So that's something to take note of. You've got the more sort of modern sort of handle openers, but those don't even work because you get to the inside by pulling on the top. Got the mirrors, that's the windscreen. You got the mirrors, you got that sort of fastback clear. I mean, you can't see in the back of it, but it does get the it gets the idea across really nicely. Then if we turn back to the front, you've got the front grille. It's got that more, now a lot of cars are doing that sort of hexagon. I know a lot of Audis have that sort of hexagon design for the grille. It's not just straight bars anymore. So that adds a bit of more, it's very like a modern Mustang, and like bordering on futuristic looking with the sort of, I don't know, but if we go inside, take the minifigure out, we have 2 seats. I mean, only one of them can be filled if you just buy the set, but you got Mustang Dark Horse there, but sort of the control pad. This is a civilian version. It's not like a sporty, well, it is a sporty car, but it's not like based on like a motorsport version of it. It is one that you could theoretically buy. Yeah, that's a nice enough interior for a pretty nice car. And to finish off the sort of review portion, we have the minifigure. This one is a girl, which, yeah, you get more. Still, the figure looks good. Again, with Speed Champion sets, it's all about the car and not really about the minifigure. I do, though, really like the sort of back print. I mean, the front, yeah, it's nice. It's just Mustang Dark Horse, but this back looks amazing with the sort of, it's somewhat digital looking, but it's still really nice design, and using the like modern Mustang logo really helps. So decent minifigure with a really nice back print, but the set overall I'm gonna give, I'd say, a B. I think maybe it could have gone to an A if the grille, like the front engine, not grille, the engine like flat essentially wasn't, I just don't really like that grey colour, but again, still a really nice car, and for B, I'd say it's good. So yeah, comment down below which is your favourite version of the Mustang, and you know, maybe subscribe and look forward to more content on the channel.
You know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hello and welcome to the 3rd episode of Retire and Review, where today we're going to be looking at LEGO Speed Champions 76921 Audi S1 e-tron Quattro. This model was released on the 1st of March 2024 with the other March Speed Champion sets for that year, and was just retired last year on the 31st of December 2025. Originally it had a retail price of $27 in the US, £21 in the UK, and then €27 in Europe, or all countries who use the euro. We'll start with the actual building experience of this model, and it was very good. Of course, a lot of these Speed Champions sets, like sets generally, have really nice and, you know, not too complicated building processes to be enjoyable, since, you know, you could just buy a model car of this and sit it on the shelf. But LEGO, you know, part of the experience is building it, and to have a good building experience is important. So it's nice to have it, especially on these models, where you've got a lot of intricate design details and stuff that most people would never think of. Them. A lot of very genius and talented people make these sets, and it's really nice work to see, especially at this sort of caliber and price. Now, the only problem with the building experience is the stickers. Now, Speed Champions is probably one of the worst themes for stickers. You know, you've got so many different stickers to put on. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. That's just the front. You've got these ones on the side of both ones. Then you've also got like e-tron logo on the spoiler is a sticker. These parts are stickers. This is a sticker. This is a sticker. Like, you've got to be prepared to do these. Like, you've got to be prepared to be doing a lot of stickers, because it's not unique to this model, but, you know, it is a model, and there's going to be loads of them. You are not going to have a fun time if you don't like doing stickers. But again, it's the actual like building, not applying stickers, is really good. Now, if we look at the design of the model, it's incredibly accurate to how it looks in real life. You know, definitely in recent years, LEGO, with all the new curved pieces, has definitely been able to capture a lot of shapes that you wouldn't have thought possible like 10-20 years ago. And I mean, compared to some of the older Speed Champion sets, this is a stark improvement. I mean, this is just excellent work. It uses the basic like windscreen piece. Of course, Speed Champion sets don't have doors, or like they don't have openable doors. You just have to take the windscreen off, and then you can place your figure in. But yeah, the design, it's very accurate, very nice. It's a bit extra since, you know, it's a bit of a sort of souped up S1. This is not what your regular Audi S1 looks like, obviously, but you know, still it's well designed and is of course accurate, which is always good. Now if we take a look inside, just take the figure out quickly, and then of course you've got pretty basic Speed Champions inside with the steering wheel, control panel, gear stick, all very standard stuff to see on the model. And yeah, this one can fit 2 figures. If you look at the bottom of it, you know, there's not much, obviously, but still, of course, you're not going to be looking at the inside. It's the outside that really matters, and the outside that excels the most. Now, if we take the car out of the equation, and now look at the minifigure, obviously this is you know, pretty standard racing driver. I am a bit disappointed that it's just the all grey suit. You know, it's not a crazy red colour or got any sort of amazing designs. Got the Audi logo. It might just be you know, based on actual source material, but you know, most people aren't bothered whether a Speed Champions driver has an exact replica of the racing suit that they should be wearing. But it's still fine. Again, it's not the main part of the set. You know, the car is, so decent minifigure for a pretty great set. Now for the grade of the grade I'm giving it, I'd definitely go an A. It's a really strong model, looks really detailed and accurate, and is a good representation of the S1. Now, is this a worthwhile pick, you know, second hand? There's not many Speed Champions Audis in the current 8 stud wide scale. The only other one is the classic 85 S1 Quattro, whereas yeah, that one's quite a bit, it's a bit more money than this one is at the moment. So if you just want a Speed Champions Audi or a Lego Audi set, I'd say this is a good choice. You know, it's still decently affordable. There is leaks of an Audi F1 car, but if you want like an actual Audi, not an F1 Audi, this one's your pick. Though if you are more, you know, attached to the 85 Quattro, for it being, you know, the Audi Quattro, that one's definitely going to be a better pick. But you know, this one, if you just want Lego Audi or want to add to your Speed Champions collection beyond what Lego is selling to you right now, I'd say this is a good one to get. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to more of our videos. We have already got 2 other of these sort of retiring reviews up on the channel, so you can go check them out now if you want.
You know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
And yeah, take care. Welcome to the 4th episode of Retire and Review, where today we're going to be looking at 76919, the 2023 McLaren Formula 1 car. The set was initially released on the 1st of March 2024 for £21 here in the UK, $27 in the US, and €27 in Europe. And it actually retired slightly earlier than usual on the 31st of July 2025 instead of 31st of December of the same year. So there's potential reasons for that we'll get into later on. But for now, let's start by just looking at the model itself. This is, again, when I talk about Speed Champions models nowadays, they're just excellent 99% of the time. It's just phenomenal work all around. The shaping nowadays is just amazing to see. All sorts of excellent details that if you were like an F1 fan, which, you know, I'm not, but if you were, you'd see so many intricate details, and how they've just shaped the model is just immaculate. Though, of course, the thing about Speed Champions is, and you know, a lot of Lego stickers are abundant on this model, and especially with a lot of F1 cars, especially the ones that were released last year. They are just, there's so many of them. There's like sticker there, 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 sticker there. That's just like side, the right or left side of the model. The only real print in the set is this piece here. So why can't all of them be like that? I don't know, but I suppose, I mean, the tyres are also printed, and something to note about these tyres, they're actually all one piece. Like, you don't put the tyre around the wheel, it's the full, it's all in one nowadays. So that's something interesting that they've started doing, as opposed to, you know, traditional Speed Champion sets and traditional just Lego vehicles would have rubber tyres and the plastic wheel inside, but now it seems to all be just plastic or like a bit of rubber, but it's all made together is the main part I want to draw attention to. Now if we lift up the bar, get inside, not the best cockpit ever, I'm going to be honest. I mean, you know, you can see all the dust, but yeah, it's just fits one minifigure. One thing that is very interesting is the sort of remote control, not remote, control wheel. Well, I can't really call it a wheel, but it's interesting how they use the game controller piece as the wheel on these F1 cars a lot of the time. And now the last thing to look at is the minifigure, which is a man with incredibly generic face, McLaren helmet, and an all grey suit. So yeah, not interesting really. The yeah, a lot of the Speed Champions minifigures are very basic, though. Not this. It's not a problem. It's just the norm. You know, they're just meant to be the person you put in the wheel to drive the car, because, you know, you're buying this set for the car. I'm assuming no one buys these sets for the minifigures. God knows how many. If I'm going to get any comments about I collect them for the minifigures. Oh well. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. And of course, what you're mainly looking at is, you know, the set, is the build. And the build is really strong. If you look to the bottom, it's just the usual thing. You never see the bottom, but, you know, it's fine. But yeah, really nice, solid set. Of course, it's a retired set now. Should you buy it secondhand, you know, sealed, used, whatever you want? Now, I don't think this is one that is a necessity in the line. Currently, they've got the more modern, I think it's the 2024 sort of model of the McLaren F1 car out. And that one is, you know, it goes well with all the other F1 cars that are released that year and are releasing now so far. They all really work well together, very uniform build, design, packaging. This one is a bit more colourful, I'd say. I think the 2025 set is, you know, less orange. I mean, saying that this is colourful is it's a bit of a laugh, you know. There's not much colour on it, but it's good. You know, I'm glad I've got mine. It's nice to. I don't have many F1 cars because I'm not an F1 person, but the I have the Williams Racing one from this year, not this year, last year, and that one's not. Then it's nice to have two that are, you know, different builds and are pretty distinct from each other. I mean, they are different, you know, teams, but build wise, it's nice to have two distinct ones. But if you're just getting McLaren one, like if you want to complete all the F1 cars from that line of 10, then, you know, this isn't really one that you want to be picking up. You want to be getting that one. But a grade, I'd still go a B. Well, it's just those stickers. They need to start printing a lot of them that are like either smaller or more just, that aren't as easy to bring on. Oh, and now the spoiler's fallen off. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe so that you can watch the rest of the series, Retire and Review.
You know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Thank you for watching.